Welcome back to the channel. My name's Tom, and today I'm taking a look at Center City Mall in Paterson, New Jersey. Based upon all the articles I've read about this mall and the city of Paterson, New Jersey, this is without question the most dangerous mall I've ever been to. I didn't witness any criminal activity while I was there, but I definitely felt somewhat uncomfortable. It probably wasn't the smartest thing for me to be here, but I didn't want to waste the trip, and I figured it might make for an interesting video, so luckily I made it out safely. And as you can see, I parked in the parking garage, which is located beneath the mall. The first problem I ran into was that I didn't see an accessible passenger elevator that went up to the mall, but I might have missed it. The only elevator I saw, like you saw at the beginning, was one that needed a key. So I ended up taking the stairs, which felt a bit sketchy to say the least. And then when I finally got to the mall level, I wasn't sure if I was in the right place because the stairs emptied out into what basically felt like a service corridor. But as you'll see, I did finally make my way to the main part of the mall. According to one source, Paterson, New Jersey is the 40th most dangerous city in the United States, just behind Washington, D.C. And according to another source, the crime rate in Paterson, New Jersey is approximately 83.1% higher than the rest of New Jersey. However, I also read that the crime rate as of 2023 has plummeted to a 5-year low, most likely due to an increased police presence in the area, which we'll actually see a little bit later in the video. This mall was built in 2008 and opened in 2009 at a cost of over $100 million, which was a bit of a surprise to me because it feels like a much older mall in my opinion. And also the cost of $100 million is a little bit shocking to me, but then again, I'm no expert on construction costs, so that might not be as high as it sounds. And I will say I've definitely seen more run-down malls than this one, but being that this was built in 2008, it does feel like it's aging rather poorly. So I finally made it to the main part of the mall. There are 3 floors. This is the first floor, which is fairly small, and then there's 2 larger floors above this, which we'll get to in just a second. And from what I've read, this mall isn't doing too well financially, or at least not as well as was hoped when it was first conceived in 2004. One of the main reasons that this mall was built was to draw businesses and customers to Paterson, New Jersey, but that has largely not happened. And as you'll see, there are a large number of vacancies in this mall, especially on the 3rd floor. There have also been less shoppers than were expected, even though it did seem fairly busy the day I visited, which was a Tuesday around noontime. So now let's take a look around. Here's the first vacancy, and I'm not really sure what used to be in there or if something is going in. Didn't really see any signs indicating what was going on there. Then up ahead is what I would consider the most interesting aspect of this mall. It's this main center staircase. This is pretty much the dead center of the mall right here. And I can't think of any other malls where they have a staircase in the center. You know, they might have elevators or escalators, but never stairs. Those are usually hidden off to the side generally. So I did think that was kind of interesting. It's not the prettiest thing I've ever seen, but it's interesting in a way. And as always, if you like this video, please give me a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, leave a comment, and hit that notification bell. Thanks. And we have another vacancy. Again, not sure what was in there. I really wasn't able to find too much about this mall other than the general information as to when it was built and the fact that it's in a high crime area. There don't really seem to even be a lot of videos on this mall on the internet, from what I can see. I'm not really sure what was going on here on the left. There was this huge line to get into this store called United School Uniforms. Then again, this was filmed in early September of 2023, so maybe they were getting school uniforms because the school year is starting, I guess. But I've never gone to a school which required uniforms, so I'm not sure exactly how that works. I always figured that the schools provided the uniforms, but I could be wrong there. So like most malls today, this mall had at least one escalator that was out of service, but at least they still had it open as stairs. A lot of times they'll just close it entirely and you can't even use it as a stairway. Of course, if they did that in this mall, I think there would be literally no way to get from this level up to the second level without going through probably the parking garage or walking outside. Also, as you can see, we went from the first floor up to the second floor, and now we're back down on the first floor, but this part of the first floor is not connected to the other part of the first floor that we entered on, which is a little bit unusual, I think. In recent years, there have been plans to expand the mall even further by possibly adding a sports arena on the roof, which doesn't really make sense to me because it seems too small. And they've also discussed adding a hotel, which also doesn't make sense to me because I can't imagine this being much of a vacation or even a business trip destination. But then again, I'm not an expert on that type of thing. Also, apparently the expansion that they're considering would cost another $100 million. Which, if this mall isn't doing well now, it doesn't seem to me like it would make financial sense to spend another $100 million to expand it. Excuse me. So now let's move on up to the third floor, which, as you'll see, is much less busy than the first and second floors, and also there's a lot more vacancies up here.
Lupa aku bertasut backward.
So now let's take a look out the window. This is actually the good side of the mall. This area doesn't look too bad. That kind of looks like downtown Hartford, Connecticut to me. But the other side you'll see doesn't look quite as nice, and I didn't get film of it, but the mall is pretty much surrounded by the tents of homeless people. It's kind of shocking. I've never seen as many tents in a city as I did in Paterson. This is the Fabian, which is an 8-screen movie theater, and it looks fairly nice. I didn't go inside to see what the actual theaters looked like, but I doubt there's any IMAX or anything like that in there. But it looks decent. Other than the movie theater, this corridor is pretty much vacant. And again, like I said before, the third floor is probably the least busy of all the floors. I would say the second floor was busy, or somewhat busy, but there's pretty much nobody up here on the third floor. And again, there's another vacant business. And now let's take a look out this window. This is the less attractive side of the building, I would say. We're very clearly in the inner city. Now, despite all the doom and gloom, there has been at least one positive development at this mall in recent years, though. In 2017, the Price Right grocery store moved in, and apparently the Price Right did bring a lot of customers to the mall, mainly because there was previously a lack of a major grocery store downtown, and people generally shop on a weekly basis. So as a result, more shoppers have been coming into the mall, on a weekly basis at least. However, I'm not sure if that's translated into more business for the rest of the stores and restaurants as well. Earlier in the video, I talked about how in 2023, the crime rates have gone down quite a bit, and it's at a 5-year low, and that was mainly due to an increased police presence. And as you can see on the left, there are 2 police officers walking down the road there, which is good to see, because obviously most people, if they see 2 police officers walking down the street, they're not going to commit a crime, generally speaking. As this area is allegedly so dangerous, I would have expected to see more uniformed security guards in the mall, but I think this guy here on the left in the gray suit is possibly undercover security, because I saw him walking back and forth a few times in the mall, and he kind of looks like security to me, so that might be what that is. The only actual uniformed security guard I saw was in the marshals here on the left. But then again, that guy in the gray suit might have just been a customer or a business owner, I don't know, but he just gave me the vibe of being security. This is the same stairwell I came up, and from this side I just noticed where it says emergency exit only, an alarm will sound if you go this way, but the door's propped open and this is how I came in, so that's how I left. Kind of sketchy. And there you have it. That's the Center City Mall in Paterson, New Jersey. I hope you liked the video. If you did, please give me a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, leave a comment, and hit that notification bell. I've got a lot more mall videos coming up, as well as store walkthroughs, and of course flea markets. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.